So just last week, Clay.com raised their prices and everyone is mad. It costs around $500 to use your own HTTP APIs, and they did that on purpose. So if you are a third-party user of APIs, they want to kick you out. So what is the solution? Where do we go from here? If you're not running a go-to-market agency yourself, or working as an engineer, what do you do to be cost efficient? That's what I'm going to break down in this video. So let's dive in deep right now. Okay, as you can see, this is Clay.com. This is what it's showing us. So if you want to use your own HTTP APIs, it's around $500 a month. Whereas we can maybe go to this specific website called Claude.ai and do pretty much everything about $100 a month. If you pay $100 for Claude Max, you'll be able to use Claude Code at a very sufficient level. The next thing you're going to do now is you are going to open an account with Superbase, and now you can store as many tables and rows as you want. Okay, and the way to get started off with all of this is you go to Claude and you upgrade to either the Pro or Max plan, and then you're going to open up something called Terminal. So now we have our terminal, yeah? And all I'm going to type in now is just Claude. And now I have Claude in here. Claude is with me within my terminal. I'm going to tell Claude that I want to build out a specific campaign. I want to say, hey Claude, how you doing, man? I want to build out a campaign for oil and gas energy leads. So I want to find their information. I need an idea of where they might be region-wise. I kind of want to avoid the Middle East due to everything going on right now. I want to find their LinkedIn. I want to find their domains, and I want to find the CEO. What I'm going to be doing is outbound for them through deal flow demand. So come up with a plan for me. So we go to plan mode, and now we're telling it that we want to be a commodity buyer. So while this is in the background, I'm going to show you that this is the CLI. This is the terminal. This is a little bit complicated. However, you could use something called the IDI. It's basically allowing you to see what's going on in real time. So this is my root folder. This is my project management. This is marketing OS. And I have specific rules, skills, commands. I have an idea of who I am, what my team looks like, what my brand asset is, and Claude Code is able to build with me. Right now, we were building some content ideas. When you pull up Claude, this is what you see in the background. So Claude right now is coming up with an idea. It's running through a few things. Let me come up with a plan and I'll be right back. All right, cool. And just like that, Claude Code just built us an entire plan on what to do. So let's just go through. So here is our plan. All right. So Rema wants to build an outbound campaign targeting oil and gas energy company executives through deal flow demand. That's what I do. So targeting regions. Okay. The US, Canada, Norway, UK, Brazil, Australia. These are the key hubs. Why? Okay. As you can see, it's very in-depth, and we're looking for databases, sources that don't need any APIs. So we have Open Corporate, SEC Edgar. I don't know why it has Wikipedia. LinkedIn Sales Nav if available, and a Google search. Then it's going to give us a CSV. So we're going to go ahead and run this up, and it's telling me all the files that it will create. So these are going to be skills, Python scripts, all that good stuff. Let's go over this really quickly. All right. So what I did right now is I went into my IDE where I have Claude Code, and I kind of broke down the idea of what I want. So with everything in the world going on, there's disruption in energy and manufacturing. So we came up with an idea on how can we frame ourselves as, the deal flow generation guy. How do we create demand right now in the market? So we're taking a look at two sides. We have energy providers with capacity. So we're now coming up with an idea of how we could feed all of this, our intro, the lead sourcing, the copy that we're going to use. The fee structure is something that I will play around, but this is kind of giving an idea of what to do now. So I'm just going to grab this up. So we copy that. And honestly, you could have worked it all from there, but I just want to show you guys working out the terminal for right now. So, okay, all right, so I have a update on the plan. Please take a look at the below and let's fix everything accordingly based off of what I'm about to show you. And then we're going to paste that in. Note, please disregard the fee structure. I will play with that accordingly on my own. And there we go. So now it's going to be thinking and build this up. And then we're going to recreate the plan from the bottom up. Because before we just had USA as the one side, as the seller, but we also need the buy-in. So we need a buying side as well. So let's have it work up and then we'll see what happens next. All right, great. Now we have our entire plan written out. So we have the buy side and the sell side, where to find them from, our own skills that we can use to make this happen, sources. And then we're just going to say, clear context and begin out the build. So an entire pipeline build out of operating. So what we did here is we're building a demand in the market. So we know with the world news going on, there is a disruption. How do we frame ourselves in the middle? That's what matters when you are a deal flow intel. You're an operator at the end of the day. You're not selling SEO to random companies. That is child's play. We are trying to go for what is moving the market. And this is how we find it, by thinking outside the box, by getting creative, by thinking emotionally and what triggers logic. So, all right, cool. Got the blue light blockers on right now. So let's go over what did we build right now. So we have a few Python scripts. So we're scraping energy demand, we're scraping energy supply, we're running demand, we're running supply campaigns. Cool. Now we have a few ICP and ICP scoring files. We're finding contacts. This is what I already have. So it's a waterfall enrichment with Clearbit, Exa, Rapid API, link up, and then my own email finders, verifiers, cool stuff. And then this is another hidden API that I use. Okay, so now we are going to create a Trigger.dev format for all of this to run manually. So let's run the Trigger.dev so this is scheduled and that we are automating the entire process from searching for supply, searching for demand, making sure that there's a fit, creating copy, creating research on pain points, what they're dealing with, and making everything very Intel friendly campaigns. So go ahead and create that Trigger.dev campaign. Alrighty. Cool. And then we just tell Claude what to do now. So while this runs, we're going to wait. All right, great. So now we have everything live. Superbase tables were created. We created the demand for both, the tables for both demand and supply. So that means we're having manufacturers, their company, domain, contact, enrichment, email copy, all the pain points, competitors, their supply. Okay. And then we have everything Trigger.dev. So it's going through this entire automation right here. So this is what a full automated flow looks like. Daily 7 a.m. We're checking the energy demand, scraping for sources, dedupe, process each, which then goes to, we're finding their domain, company enrichment, find contact, and verify it, create the copy, store in Superbase, and auto route it over to Instantly. So, okay. All right, so I made the Instantly campaigns. Now there's a few things to go over. Number one is we already find a contact email and it's verified. There's no need to send it to the second phase of an email verification. Okay. Secondly, why are we looking at LinkedIn jobs? And third, I had pasted a certain type of copy that I wanted to use. So fall back to that one. Don't use connector link. Use the one that I sent over to you. And very last, show me the two-step email that is being fired out, because you said there's a two-touch. So show me what those look like. So this is how we are creating deal flow demand right here. Okay, cool. Good, now let me fix all three issues. So point to LinkedIn jobs, there's a signal source from the plant. Companies posting energy procurement roles equals their activity dealing with supply chain pain. But you're right to question, these are job boards, not direct company discovery. The release come from, okay, let's do by the way. If LinkedIn jobs does have a use case, then keep it in. There's no need to take it out. Good call, but it might be lower intent. All right, so this is where all the leads are right now. So we've been scraping both demand and supply. So let's look for routes. Okay. Hey, routes. Energy costs for manufacturers. Your region have improved since the route disruptions. I connect mid-market manufacturers with better providers in stable regions who are actively looking for long-term clients. If you're reevaluating your energy sourcing, worth a quick call. We're going to get verified emails or statuses. So right now we have to go through the pipeline to see what's going on. So everything is false, missing, not that great. So we have to keep fixing it. We got to keep adding a few more fallbacks. Let's take a look what's going on here. Do we have anything verified yet? All right, so let's do this. Let's go to terminal. Let's load this up. All right, so the main issue I'm seeing right now is we cannot pinpoint who is the decision maker. We're not getting any verified emails. Where we are messing up right now, because we don't even have enough leads for supply as well. I feel like Wall Street right now. But this is what it looks like to build within Claude Code. All right, we're looking for real demand, real supply, real leads. All right, let's see what's going on now. So here's the real picture. Contact finding, 10 out of 10. Email found, email verified. So, okay. Enrichment is low due to Instantly API because we're hitting EU industrial companies. All right, if the Instantly API. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's tightening up everything right now. As you see, this is like a work in demand type of a thing. All right, cool. We're getting somewhere. All right, cool. As you can see, morning is coming now. So Winter's not coming, but the morning is. Game of Thrones. All right, so now I added a few more back points to get more leads. So this is still the demand side, okay? So we're getting more email sites, more verified. Based off if they're verified, they get copy. So hey, Vinay, energy costs for manufacturers in Canada have been brutal since the route disruptions. I connect mid-market manufacturers with vetted providers in stable regions who are actively looking for long-term clients. If you're reevaluating your energy sourcing, worth a quick call. Now let's take a look what supply looks like. All right, supply is getting some too. Let's see. Go over here. So we're gonna take a look at what are we looking at? True verified. All right. So it's only giving copy if it's verified. Hey, Alan, I work with manufacturers in the EU and US who lost their primary energy supplier and are actively looking for new partners. Several are mid-market, have budgets that need to move fast. If you have capacity and are open to new clients, I can make a direct intro. Worth a conversation. We gotta adjust the way it makes the copy. And I'm gonna have to say, let's just copy this. So everything else is fine besides that. So let's go here. On the supply side, the copy was very stuffed until I fixed it. It should look like the following. Spaces, not stuffed. Come on, we're not a thotty. We don't want to get stuffed. What's wrong with you? All right, let's go back here. Are they all like that? Okay, we might have to just manually fix it for now. But yeah, you always want to make sure that Claude and then all this AI is always doing their work. Good thing it hasn't been sent to Instantly yet. We did not make it send over yet. We just wanted to run it. But let's take a look at all the copies that we're getting. Hey, Atle. Okay, so it's not using any AI. It's just using a placeholder. Okay, based off of the region that they have. So that's good. All right, I'm gonna update you once we're back in Instantly. All right, everyone. So now after a long night of running all of this up, we have leads. So this is the energy supply outreach. We have 55 qualified leads after running through everything, enrichment, whatnot. So let's go through what it looks like. Okay, so preview, click on the name. Oh no, what's going on here? All right, that was my issue. I didn't put in the personalization. As I said, it's been a long night. So once we put in the personalization, there we go. Hey Victor, I work with manufacturers in the EU, just like we went over, okay? And then from here, we're gonna say best our name, Remo Skale, and then we'll also put in the company name too, nuBeam. Now let's see what that looks like. Okay, worth a conversation, best Remo Skale, nuBeam Gen, and then we'll also put in sent from my great. Okay, so hey Chris, I work with manufacturers. Worth the conversation. Okay, so hey Chris, I work with manufacturers in the EU and US who lost their primary energy supplier and are actively looking for new partners. Several are mid-market, have budgets and need to move fast. If you have capacity and are open to new clients, I can make a direct intro. Worth the conversation. Best, my name, sent from my phone. Now let's set up a schedule. 9 a.m. to, let's just do 6:30 p.m. Just save this up right now. Whatever. We're gonna go to options. I'm gonna select a few. Let's do scale mail Google and scale mail Microsoft, and also let's do Zap Mail. These have a bunch of emails inside, and let me see. Trying to think anything else. MT. Let's do Meet Mail. There we go. All right, save, launch. Wait, cancel. Let's just put that for 1500 for now. Okay, and then turn these on. So send that as plain text. Disable open tracking, we don't want that. Okay, max, prioritize Mac leads. Winning metric is reply rates. We're gonna add in custom rules now. So Google sends to Google. Google sends to Microsoft. This is what I found helpful to keep my domains intact. Save, launch. Launch anyways, publish. Great. Okay, now let's look at this one. 67, great. So same thing here. Okay, hey Pablo, energy costs for manufacturers in the US have been brutal since the route disruptions. I connect mid-market manufacturers with better providers in stable regions who are actively looking for long-term clients. If you are reevaluating your energy sourcing, worth a quick call. And then best, same thing here. And then yeah. Cool. One last preview. Okay, best. Except for my iPhone. Alright, let's see if that's the same spacing. I just wanna. Yeah, it's the same spacing. Alright. So bam, bam, schedule. Yep, it's fine. And then here, let's take a look at these emails really quickly. So we have okay. Let's do some puzzle as well. So let's do scaled mail and then mail in one. So do okay. Run back here, puzzle, and you know what? Let's do. And we're gonna just do 3,500. Okay, so no tracking. Bam, bam. Show. Okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing here. Google sends to Google. Google sends to Microsoft. Microsoft sends to Microsoft. Microsoft sends to Google. Google sends to all. All right, let's save this. Launch anyways, publish. And there we go. We have an entire campaign that we've ran instead of using Claude, not Claude, using Clay.com, we use Claude. And yeah, there we go. Great work. So let's go to what we're dealing with. So this is the entire backend right now, okay? So we're having all of this placed in. This is all the information that we're getting, but the backend, the actual backend is right here. So we're gonna go to production. I'm gonna go to runs, yeah. Let's see where it's at now. It's probably in deployment process. So biotech. Okay, so it's not showing the runs right now, but it's been a minute, guys. Anyway, so this is exactly how I use Claude Code to automate my entire outbound system, from finding what sources to hit to creating these, APIs and endpoints. If you work B2B, there will be a link below for you to hop on. It's a partnership call. We take a look if we align or whatnot. I'm gonna start heading out, guys. It's been about 4 hours since I built this entire system from end to end, but now it's good to go for the rest of the year. Until next time, happy hunting.